topic of this video. Well, the title. I keep on every time I start this, I say the topic. With reality, it's a title. It's not necessarily. Well, it is a topic. Anyway, the title of this video is, or podcast, if you will, what is true happiness? Because I ain't gonna lie, lately I kind of mentioned it a little bit like in some earlier podcasts here, but I don't know. This year just feel like it's been a lot of questioning and a lot of questions just within myself, questioning why I'm doing things and what I'm actually trying to get out of my life and like what I'm trying to do. It's just, I ain't gonna lie, it's been kind of a roller coaster for me just mentally. I would say this has been the most deep year mentally for me, just out of my whole, well, it's up there. I've had some interesting years, but it's just been a lot of thinking and questioning and really assessing what I'm doing and how I'm spending my time, and just really assessing what I need to keep and what I need to disband to really get to where I want to be. Really just trying to see what I really want out of life and really trying to personalize that, which gets into the first thing, passion and personalization. Because I just think, kind of how I mentioned before, the whole thing with anti-goals and just really identifying why you're doing certain things. Now, I don't think you should question everything you do, because if you question everything you do, I don't think you'll get anything done. There has to be some type of trust and, belief in what you're doing, even though there won't always be belief in what you're doing, but just, there has to be a why. And I think passion and personalization go hand in hand, because when you figure out what you're passionate about, it could be, for me, running, lifting, just training, and podcasts and recipes, the whole nine or whatever. That obviously falls with how I personalize things and what I focus on. So obviously I would obviously have to delegate time to record a recipe video and edit that, and delegate time to run, delegate time to lift, delegate time to get my steps in, and delegate time to talk to you like I am right now. So I think your passions and your desires and your aspirations and your goals go hand in hand with personalization, because no one else is gonna, well, people may have the same goals or desires or the same interests as you, but it has to be personalized person to person, because everyone is different. It might sound cheesy, but it's true. Everyone's different. And one thing I've realized, this isn't really off topic, but this is just on my mind. I just want to be real quick, but I'm always real. But anyway, I just want to be kind of more transparent real quick, because I don't know, I was at lunch today, and I don't know why I thought of this. This is just a random thought. I just wanted to share it with y'all, but y'all know how I'm plant-based, obviously, right? And it was funny because right around that time period, I would do this thing. I would see, or other people plant-based, like, what do they think? Or like, what, like, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like as I grew and as I evolved, that same mindset and same mentality carried to where I'm at now. Because I'm not gonna lie, sometimes, like, I don't really do this as much or at all, to be honest, but I'd be like, oh, what is this person doing? Like, what does their training look like? Or are they training right now? You know what I'm saying? Just trying to see, just comparing in reality, what do I really want? I never really sat and asked myself that until really now, because after the whole High Rocks thing, when I decided, okay, I want to focus on running and lifting, and I just kind of thought it was redundant in a sense, it just kind of opened up. I'm honestly glad it happened. My fault. Ooh, poor Mike. I'm honestly glad it happened, because I feel like everything happens for a reason. I know everything's going to play out the way it should, as long as you're consistent with it and you do what you need to do and do it to the full your capabilities. Things will play out. It may not go your way. It may, things sway different ways. But I just think that moment opened the floodgates to make me realize that that's what I was doing. I was potentially not doing things for the appraisal of others, but I was checking too much to see, is this person doing what I'm doing, or are they not doing what I'm doing? And if they're not doing what I'm doing, am I wrong? Like, do I need the approval of them? Like, am I doing something wrong? Like, you know what I'm saying? And it just I don't know, I just realized that I didn't fully acknowledge what I'm doing, and I didn't fully accept what I'm doing. I didn't fully acknowledge what I really want. You know what I'm saying? Now, obviously, a lot of the things I do, I really care about, like running consistently, training consistently, lifting consistently, eating good nutritional foods. But just some of the stuff, like just the way I go about it and the methods and just my thought process, I don't feel like I really sat down and acknowledged what I really want and like why I'm doing certain things. Like, why did I go plant based? Why did I do this? Why am I doing X, Y, and Z? You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think every habit you do, everything, every action you do, or every thought you have, it may not serve you well. And the thing is, like I said, you can't expect to do things the same way and expect a different outcome. And I just think this year for me is just a change, just disbanding things that don't serve you well and are kind of redundant and honestly don't really are kind of meaningless in the grand scheme of things. Because I'm not gonna lie, like when I first went plant based, like it was kind of like, oh, like because I think it was because like not trying to shade anyone in that community, but I ain't gonna lie, it's a lot of fear mongering. Not gonna lie, just in nutrition in general, it's a lot of fear mongering, and people feel as though they're obligated to eat vegan or eat pescatarian or eat carnivore just because someone said, oh, this is bad and this is good, or someone's doing this, so they feel like they have to copy that. In reality, it's personalized. It's what works for you and what you think. And I'm not gonna lie, around that time, I believed it. I still do. I think it's a very healthy way to eat, but I was like, maybe I could add some fish here and there. Maybe I could add eggs in here and there because I ain't gonna lie. I think fish is completely healthy. I think eggs are completely healthy. I don't think you should eat them all day. I think your diet should be majority plant-based. That's just what I think personally, just based on what I've seen and just the literature and study. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't gone deep into study. It's just the research I've done. It's been proven time and time again the benefits of a primarily plant-based diet. But this isn't a nutrition focused video, but it's just kind of tying it into something I just thought about. But I just think you have to really double down on what your beliefs are and what you believe in, not depend on the approval of others of saying, oh, this is how you do it and this is right, and trying to follow a blueprint. Because I mean, like I said, I think for me, like tying it back to the plant-based thing, I think eating fish is completely healthy. I don't see anything wrong with it. But the thing is, with me is when I know a lot of answers to things. I don't know everything, but I know some answers to some things, and I could tell people this all day. But when it comes to me, it's like, so it can be difficult because I'm stubborn, and I'm like, I don't really want to change that, and I don't want to accept the truth for what it is sometimes. But that's when you got to come and be like, all right, this is what it is. What do you really want? And how do you want to personalize your life? Because at the end of the day, no one should have the responsibility of doing that other than you. You're the one who knows what you really want and what it takes to get there. Because even though you can state what you want, you have to go get it. You have to go stand on that and actually act on it, And I just think, who knows? Maybe I'll go pescatarian. I don't know. For right now, I ain't gonna lie, no. But I ain't gonna lie, like I don't really see anything wrong with that. And I just think maybe, I'm not gonna lie, maybe some of the reason was, obviously I think eating plant-based is completely healthy, but maybe it was in a sense of kind of doing things because someone, like, just kind of what society was saying, you know what I'm saying, and just what the stigma was around it. But anyway, that's just what I thought. Like, it was just a random thought, and I just wanted to connect it because I just think a lot of people might feel obligated to do something just because someone is doing this or whatever, and they're not really personalizing what they really want to do. And then when you personalize what you really want to do, you have to double down on that and actually do it. Because I mean, you can say what you want all day, but if you don't put one foot in front of the other, how do you expect it to happen? You're not putting any motion, you're not putting any energy towards it. So it's just gonna die if you don't, water the plant. So anyway, that was the first thing. To me talking about plant, I was talking about passion and went talking about plant-based nutrition, but hey, I think it tied together. So there you go. That was just kind of some lore for you. But anyway, second thing is more always better. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be completely honest again. Like so basically this week it's race week. I have a race tomorrow. By the time you're seeing this, it would have already happened and I'll have the results of the race. But tomorrow we have a meet at Pato High School. It's called Pato Quad meet. I'm running the 2 mile and the 1 mile. So pretty much this week I lifted Monday on my own, lifted at school as well, lifted Tuesday on my own. If you're wondering, Monday was shoulders, back, biceps. Wait, my fault. Shoulders, back, triceps, and core. Tuesday was legs and biceps. That's the split I'm running right now since I lift 4 times a week when I'm at school because I lift 2 times during track period. So anyway, I had those lifts Tuesday. Wednesday, ran 4 miles easy with, just 4 miles easy. I did 4 miles easy with strides today. I'll get into that after Wednesday, but didn't lift it in track period. Just kind of like a full body lifts. That's kind of what they are, just full body lifts. And today, all I had is 4 miles easy with some strides. And I'm not gonna lie, because just being smart and I want to perform the best I can tomorrow, I don't think it'd be the smartest to put it, because when I lift like I lift very intensely, so I just don't think it'd be that. I mean, I could recover from it, but I just don't think it'd be worth the risk to put the lift the day before. So I decided to put the other 2 days back to back on the weekend. So Saturday, Sunday, I'll show up for that. But even though that was the plan and I'm gonna follow through with that plan, I ain't gonna lie, I got home and I'm like, dang, I don't really feel like I'm doing enough. And it's kind of weird, because it's weird to say that out loud, but I just think a lot of times when you're really ambitious and you're really hardworking and you really want to get after things, even though you set out a plan that you know is probably the best for you, when it really hits, you're like, what do I do with my life? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're like, I normally lift on these days, so what am I doing? You know what I'm saying? Because normally right now I'd be lifting and I'd be on the way home probably eating a yogurt bowl or something, I don't know. But the fact that I changed the plan to, prioritize the run tomorrow, the race, I don't know why. I just got home and I felt weird. It's just certain things, like little things, like it's like a different part. Because the thing is, if you really want to get after something, there's always a different part in your head, like, oh, you're not doing enough. You're not doing enough. Like, what are you doing? You're too chill right now. You need to keep going. And I just think this was actually supposed to be the title of a whole podcast, and I was planning it out in study hall, and I put this in here because I think it goes hand in hand with true, quote unquote, true happiness. And I think this goes hand in hand with contentment and just acknowledging what you've done, because I just feel like, honestly, I haven't acknowledged what I've done just for me, like not even in comparison to other people, just the progress from me. Let's say 2020 to me, 2025, so like 14 to 13 to 17, something like that. Yeah, it's 5 years. Wait, no, 14 to 17, I was right. So anyway, you just get the point A to point B, where I was and where I currently am right now. And just, I'm not saying you shouldn't keep progressing. Obviously, that's the whole name of the game. But I just feel like a lot of times we search for things that aren't there, and we paint ourselves to be things that we're not. And I just think that becomes an imposter syndrome. Like, you just don't feel welcome. You don't feel like you deserve the fruit of your labor. You don't deserve the things that you've worked hard for and been consistently good with and put your blood, sweat, and tears in. I just think I'm gonna be honest, a lot of times, if any, I don't really acknowledge that, and I think I should do that more and just really double down on who I am. And I just think, I was watching this video last night, a Luke Hopkins video. Obviously, I watched like the same people, to be honest, but it was a vlog or whatever, and he was saying how, people just say, oh, I'm not special. Like Casey Kelly's one dude that says it. I mean, it's true. He's saying, I'm not special, I'm just consistent. I agree. I mean, I don't think, but however, let me get into what Luke said, because this kind of defeats what I'm about to say in terms of what Casey said. But anyway, he's like, I think everyone's special. Now, obviously, if you say, like, I'm special, like, people are going to be like, oh, you have a big ego. But the thing is, he's like, whoa, I understand that. But the way I'm trying to say it is, in terms of being special, everyone's different. Everyone has their unique features and capabilities, So I would just say, like, I think everyone's special in their own way, and everyone has their own accomplishments. Everyone has their own pursuits to getting to where they want to be. I just think it's important to really acknowledge that, not be stagnant and be like, oh, that's enough. But I just think adding more volume isn't always the answer. Like, I'm just saying, like let's say, like, in terms of training, like, just because you lift 6 days a week doesn't mean, like, it's just the intent of it. I think the thing is, if you add more volume and it's intentional, okay, I could get behind that. Like, if you add, let's say you start at 20 miles a week, and then next week you go up to 25, then 30. 35 to 40, then you peak. You know what I'm saying? Like, that makes sense. But you're just adding aimless volume and just doing things mindlessly for no inherent reason. I don't think that volume is good, and I don't think more is necessarily better in that case. And it's gonna be just adding busy work, adding tasks just because you're busy. Because I heard that in the podcast recently, like, just doing things for the fact of being busy. I mean, you're just busy. You're not really being productive. Being productive and being busy is two different things. So I just think being content for what you're doing and trusting the process and trusting the plan and not being alarmed with things being a bit different. Obviously, you're still being consistent, but just not feeling like you always need to add more. Being okay where you are in the present and just building from there, like in an intentional manner. Well, words are hard, but anyway, well, I ain't gonna lie. Third thing, I said acknowledging your true self. I feel like I kind of went over that. So I ain't gonna lie. Just with these whole episodes now, I just go over topics. And I'm not gonna lie. Just kind of, it's not really a stringent way of going about things. So this third one, I'm gonna kind of skip over that because I feel like I kind of explained that already. But third thing actually, since I just submerged the thing I was finna talk about into the other topics. Third thing, taking time. I just feel like a lot of times, like I said, with society nowadays, it's just kind of like a go, go, go mindset. Like everybody's just so on to the next thing. And just from personal experience, like the other day, I got home and I'm like, because I didn't have a lift on my own that day. I just had a lift and track period or whatever. So I got home, I'm like, dang. Like I haven't really took time and like, because obviously like during the weekends, it's obviously not as much going on because I'm not in school. So I'm not going to school or whatever. That doesn't block off most of the day. But it was just kind of like a lull period for a bit. It's like, dang, like it's not really as much going on in terms of work or whatever. Because I do most of my schoolwork at school, and in terms of working for the content side of things, it was not as much to be done for the time being. So I just think a lot of times when you take time for yourself, and you're not on your phone, it's just boredom. Like you're just bored. And I just think a lot of times we fill up that boredom with the phone or the laptop or work or busy volume or just junk volume or whatever, however you want to describe it, just filling it up with honestly nothing. And I just think that nothingness hides problems we have. It hides things that we really need to work on. It hides things that we have questions about internally and just in general. And I think when you take time and you're just kind of bored for a bit and you're kind of just there, you really open up the floodgates to, like I said, things you're dealing with, things that need fixing, things that need to change. And I think that's pivotal because if you can make that change, you could probably maybe open up some more time to, maybe some work you have to do or things like that, or just open up some more time for your family or open up some more time for your girlfriend or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And honestly, it could change your perspective and just make you evolve overall. But I just think when you really slow down, obviously, a lot of times in your life, it's going to be a sprint. It's going to be you just going after something. But I just think when you can take time to reflect, you get the time to, like I said earlier, acknowledge what you've done and where you are to go in the future, and acknowledge your character and acknowledge things, like I said, that problems in your life that, you need to go over and revise and edit. So I think obviously, like I said, so there's going to be some periods of your time. It's going to be a little bit stressful and things are just going to be back to back to back. But I think there's always going to be a low period where it's kind of just nothing. And, unless you just fill it up with endless scrolling and nothingism, I just think that's a time to sharpen your axe and a time to really dive deeper in yourself and time to really realize just your faults and things that you want to fix just internally. But last thing I want to go over is you don't need the approval of others. And kind of like how I mentioned before, I realized what I was doing for so long, I didn't realize it consciously, but I would go and see, is this person doing this that I'm doing, or is this person not doing this? And that'd give me the okay to, that what you're doing is okay. You know what I'm saying? In reality, I don't need that. You don't need that. No one needs to tell you. So obviously there's some things you're not finna go robbing stores. Obviously we know morally and criminally that's not okay. Well, criminally obviously. Anyway, legally that's not okay in terms of the justice system. But obviously you could take it to some extremes. I'm talking about like, am I okay to wear these shoes? Am I okay to dress this way? Am I okay to run this way? Am I okay to eat this way? Am I okay to sleep this way? I don't know. Am I okay to just present myself this way? At the end of the day, obviously you have parents and stuff, but you essentially have free will. You have the ability to make choices based on what you need to do, and no one else is gonna and no one else should be able to sway what you really want to do and what you need to do to get to point A to point B. And I just think I didn't realize, but I spent most of my life seeking, honestly, approval and seeking the okay from people that don't even know me. And it's crazy to say out loud, and it's honestly blasphemous, because these people online, they don't see the way you live, they don't see the way you care for others, they don't see your character. So why should you need the appraisal and the approval from them? They don't even know you. They don't even know you exist. You're just a number on the screen. I mean, obviously, some people might care more than others, but in the grand scheme of things, in terms of what they see, they just see a number and maybe a profile picture and a couple posts. They don't know you personally. So why in the world would it matter what they think and what they would say about the way you're living your life? You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we all know what is required to forge growth. And if you don't know, there's so many resources like me, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Google, even AI now, if you really want to find out about something. Because if you want to find out about something, you'll find out. And if you don't, you never will. So I just think, honestly, this is a message to me and you, because I literally just realized, I was at lunch, bro. I finished my lunch and I was just thinking, I'm like, because I don't know why the whole salmon and egg thing, it's just, I ain't gonna lie, I don't know about y'all, but sometimes just random thoughts just be going in my head, just be, I don't even know, but it just came in my head, because just this whole year, like I said, I just kind of questioning a little bit and kind of like seeing, okay, do I need to drop this to prioritize more of this or whatever I'm doing, you know what I'm saying, and really doubling down on what I really need to do and what I want to do, you know what I'm saying. And I just think that was probably another moment to really realize that, like I said, these people that you might be trying to seek approval from, they don't see what you do behind closed doors. They don't see what you do when no one's watching. So why should you be seeking approval from them? You know what I'm saying? No one's, end of the day, when you die, those people aren't going to remember all the miles you logged, what you ate, just whatever. They're not going to really care. They're not going to know. So why focus on that? Why not take control of the present moment and really lean into people that really care, and lean into things that are really going to give you back what you put in, and lean into yourself and double down on yourself and really bet on yourself, and just, if you really believe in something, go for it and just be consistent with it, you know. But honestly, that was a message to you and me, because I ain't gonna lie, I needed to hear that, because it's just like, look, everyone has faults, everyone has things they need to deal with, everyone has things that they probably push away because they're too busy training, or too busy working, or too busy just ignoring it, to be honest, with just social media and just maybe other substances, you know. I just think a lot of times people ignore things that are really bothering them deep inside, and really just putting them in the tuck just until it's too late and they have to really face it. But anyway, that was the episode 70. He's talking about what is true happiness, because just after listening to some podcasts, it was just, honestly, it was, because sometimes I forget that everyone is trying to figure it out just as much as me. And I listened to obviously a Nick Barry podcast. He was like, there's a period of his life, like recently, where he just wasn't happy, and I couldn't even tell. And it was just crazy that someone of that success level, and someone who's achieved great feats, just talking generally, but obviously he's a good example. The fact that he's had all of that and he was still unhappy. And I think this just proves that money doesn't buy happiness, and status doesn't buy happiness. It's really your character, and you really diving deep into your passions, and you really following out with things you really want to do, and just trusting the process and reaping the results when that comes. But it was just kind of, I would say, welcoming, like, in a sense, just kind of felt kind of comforting, in a sense, I guess, to know that, just to be reminded that everyone has periods, that dark times, everyone has periods where they may be questioning things, and they may not be truly happy. And I just think happiness, it's subjective from person to person. What makes person A happy might not make person B happy. What makes person B happy might not make person C happy. You know what I'm saying? So I just think happiness is one of those weird things in life that is just so general, not general, but so subjective from person to person. It's so different. But anyway, that was just episode 70. Just what is true happiness? Because I just realized that you don't need the approval of others. You don't need to seek validation and see if people see what you're doing. Because at the end of the day, when you pop out and the work speaks for itself, they'll know everything they need to know. And I just think when it comes to, I don't know, your diet, your lifestyle, your message, your values, your character, it doesn't matter what the people think. It matters what really lights you up and what you really want to do and what you really believe in and what you're willing to stay relentlessly consistent with and what you're really about just as a person. But anyway, that was the episode. Kind of a little bit more personal because I just think just connecting my experiences to, what y'all are dealing with and just what society's dealing with as a whole. Because I think a lot of people have issues that they're dealing with. They might have people around them that don't really understand, and they might have just be in a predicament that isn't really tailored to what they're dealing with and what they're trying to get out of life. And maybe I'm the one you might hear this and be like, dang, I'm dealing with the same thing. And I just want to let you know that, if you're going through a dark time or maybe you're questioning yourself or maybe you feel like you're kind of going crazy a bit, I'm here, I'm human. We're all human. And I just think the one thing that every human should have and everyone should hold with them, no matter how dark it gets, is just being consistent. Because if you're consistent, even in the dark times, consistency will prevail, and eventually you'll see what you're working so hard for and what you're working hard for later down the line. But anyway, I love y'all. Stay consistent. Do what you got to do. And if no one else cares, I care. So that sounds so cheesy. I'm so dead serious because I just know how it feels when you feel like, people aren't really there for you. You might not be able to, well, I have people around me that are there for me. Let me not get it messed up. I love my community, but just in your head, you feel as though that's the case. In reality, it's not. There's so many people dealing with similar situations and so many mentors that could give you clarification and so many podcasts and etc. that could give you clarification, experiences that could give you clarification. But I know that kind of turned into a rant, but I just want to just be unfiltered here and just let y'all know that this too shall pass. I'm just telling myself that because it might seem murky and, dark, but at the end of the day, if you just keep showing up, it'll play out the way it's supposed to. But anyway, after that long-winded rant, because I just kind of went on a little tangent, but anyway, that was episode 70. What is true happiness? Hope y'all enjoyed that. Hope y'all took some away from it. But anyway, that was the episode, and